when are they going to learn? We have innocent kids.
We have to have community cooperation. We have to have good witnesses. We have to have people come forward.
Rates right now have remained kind of flat and actually have decreased over the last month or so. So hopefully economic conditions will be favorable for us.
And Obamacare is a total disaster.
If our Republican colleagues stick to this base bill, we're going to fight the bill tooth and nail.
I think we've got a really good chance of getting there.
This is THV11 This Morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Rob Evans. Amanda Yeager's going to join us here in just a minute. And for Laura Monteverdi, Raven Richards, and for Tom, we're going to hope you write this down because we got a test coming up later. It's Wednesday, June 28th. You're all writing this down, right? Hopefully. Hopefully. All you need to know, though, is the weather as you head outside. And the big question today, of course, is it going to rain on us? Is it going to be hot and humid? What's the answer to that question?
Today,
Raven?
looking good. No rain for today. Humid-wise, a little bit more than yesterday and more tomorrow, but today looks like it should be good. Starting off overall, I mean, I think it feels fine outdoors, but of course, I'm always cold. 60s across the state. Low 60s in northern Arkansas, and then as you head towards central and southern, we're looking at some upper 60s, some places pretty close to 70 this morning, 70 in Stuttgart, waking up. Here's a look at the rest of the day for you, continuing to rise on up to those 80s here right around 10 a.m. and then on up to the upper 80s. So yes, another warm day for us is ahead, but of course it's summer, it's supposed to feel like this. Here's a look at other highs across the state. We're talking about some upper 80s. 90 in Russellville for today and in Hot Springs as well. 89 in Arkadelphia. 88 in Pine Bluff. Here's a look at our weather headlines, what we're talking about coming up here. Nice start to the day, warming up near those 90s, and rain chances are moving back into the area. Not today. We're talking about tomorrow and the next couple of days after that. Also coming up, we'll have all your activity forecasts, including your swimming forecast here in just a bit. Rob?
Raven, thanks. We have developing news this morning, 12 hours after a controversial Ten Commandments statue was placed at the state capitol. It has been destroyed. THV11's Amanda Yeager live at the state capitol with the very latest. Amanda, good morning.
Well, good morning, Rob. I just made my way out here to the Arkansas State Capitol. You can see behind me the damage that was done to the Ten Commandments monument. I just talked to officials that gave us some new updated details about what exactly happened this morning. Around 5:15, a 32-year-old white male drove through the Ten Commandments monument and apparently had videoed himself doing it on his cell phone. He was right here near police. Capitol Police were nearby, and he surrendered right after he was able to get out of the car, and he was transported in an ambulance. So those are the details that we know right now. And as Rob mentioned, this was just put up yesterday. It had a lot of controversy surrounding it, and so we're going to continue to follow up on any new details, try to find out a potential motive as well later on today. So I'll stay out here and provide you with the most up-to-date information as we get it this morning. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you, Rob.
All right, thank you very much, Amanda. A 7-year-old boy recovering after he was shot playing in his grandmother's front yard. Little Rock police say this was the 9th out of 10 drive-by shootings in less than a week, and the second on this corner. The boy's grandmother says she saw a maroon SUV come down the road near 12th and Washington. She said she then saw a man leaning out the window with a long gun in his hand. Officers think the intended target was a group of people sitting under a tree next to the house, but bullets flew through her window, piercing a cupboard door, carving holes in her ceiling.
I mean, when are they going to learn? We have innocent kids, you know.
He didn't deserve that.
But I hope whoever did this wake up, because this is, you're taking innocent people's lives. You're shooting innocent people. For what reason?
Detectives say they believe many, if not all, of these drive-bys are connected. A few groups going back and forth looking for revenge. The special agents with state police investigating the most recent drive-by. This one was on I-630 near the South I-30 interchange. State police say last night the victim was able to drive to McDonald's on Broadway in North Little Rock and ask for help. No information right now on the victim or suspected shooter. Abby Stepek's family increasing the reward to find her to $50,000. Abby disappeared back in October of 2015. Her car was found near Shalimont Park in West Little Rock. All of her belongings were inside. Abby's family also announcing the case had moved to a cold case squad with 4 retired detectives from the homicide division. They're following new leads, working with the FBI. Abby's mom says no matter what happens, this case has changed her life and even saved others' lives. Listen.
There's been trafficking stings that have been busted up because they were looking for Abby. It wasn't Abby, but it was other girls. So this whole thing has saved lives.
Today, Abby is 20. She's 5'2", 110 pounds, blonde hair, hazel eyes. If you know anything, investigators asking you come forward. 6:06 right now, some Republicans taking a step back to rework the health care bill as they continue to lose GOP support. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said there would not be a vote before the 4th of July as he had hoped. McConnell was among Republican senators who met with President Trump last night about how to get the 50 votes needed. Major concerns include reduced support for Medicaid and Planned Parenthood, as well as the Congressional Budget Office's report that says 22 million more Americans would find themselves uninsured by 2026.
It's hard for me to see how the president and his team are going to come up with a bill that can gather enough Republican support.
If our Republican colleagues stick to this base bill, we're going to fight the bill tooth and nail, and we have a darn good chance of defeating it.
If GOP leaders end up rewriting the bill, the CBO would need to reevaluate it. That process could end up taking several weeks. Little Rock School District leaders praising a new financing plan to build a Southwest high school. The district approved a bond sale last week. It still needs an approval from the State Board of Education before it can raise the money, but it would provide $90 million, which the district would pay back over 16 years. Voters rejected a tax extension last month. It would have raised even more money, so district leaders said they needed to use Plan B.
The facility needs are still there, so we want to make sure that we're doing the best for our students to give them the greatest opportunities to achieve.
The district described this kind of bond sale as similar to getting a second mortgage to remodel your house. They say they can pay for it by using money saved over the past few years and with surpluses from other bonds. 6:07, and tonight Congressman French Hill hosts a telephone town hall. This will be the 13th telephone town hall for him since 2015, the 5th one this year. You can sign up to take part on vekeo.com. That's VEKEO.com. It starts at 5:25. The Little Rock icon, fondly known as the Broom Man, will be laid to rest today. Melvin Pickens died earlier this month, actually, at the age of 84. His funeral is at the New Hope Baptist Church at 11 a.m. Coming up, banks, government offices, even hospitals recovering from a massive cyber attack that spread from Europe to the U.S. What the hackers are trying to do to get to you and how you can protect your own computer. And later, we're getting ready for July the 4th with some red, white, and blue decor. Lifestyle experts show us how to celebrate our freedom with the floral wreath.
And today, starting off looking pretty good and feeling not too bad either. We'll talk about those warm temperatures plus some rain. We'll start returning here the next couple of days. We'll give you all those details and much more. Stay with us. You're watching THV11 this morning.
Welcome back to 6:12 right now on your Wednesday morning, halfway through the work week. It is Wednesday, right?
It's Wednesday.
Okay, good. I was like, oh man, is it Tuesday? So we're almost to Friday. You can almost smell Friday here. Some good news is on the roads, we hope. I'm just trying to be optimistic, let's be honest.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of good news. There's no accidents, no traffic issues, so let's keep it that way.
Yeah, we know of one accident, of course, that's at the Capitol grounds.
At least it's off the roadway, so hopefully that won't cause too many traffic issues there.
Yeah, looking at our THV11 traffic app, no major concerns. And now, how about our safe speed locations on your Wednesday morning?
Arkansas State Police will be on Highway 10 east of Lake Maumelle. Little Rock will be on Wimbledon Loop, and North Little Rock will be on Main Street.
All right, we will check back in with you in about 30 more minutes. Right now, we're going to send it out to, all right, appreciate that, to Raven in the Weather Garden with a check of your Wednesday forecast.
Now, weather from the Crane Kia Weather Garden.
Good morning, everybody. Starting off pretty nice. Sun starting to come out for us. Temperatures not too bad either. But hey, I do have a forecast for you. If you're out and about to do some activities, maybe you're going golfing today. Here's a look at that forecast. Not too bad this morning. 7 a.m. about 68 degrees. 10 a.m. today, about 80, and then warming on up to about 86 later on for this afternoon. So overall, it will still be another warm day. Humidity will start to increase a little bit later on, so bring a towel with you because you will definitely feel that heat coming on. Live view max showing everything mostly clear in our area. Headed down south, though, you do see in the Gulf, it is some rain showers down towards that area. So if you're thinking about going out of town in the next couple of days, it will probably be a little rainy down south. 69 degrees right now. Winds are calm for us, but as we go throughout the day, they will start to increase. But other temperatures across the state, some low 60s up north, headed towards central Arkansas, though, looking at those mid to upper 60s and even a couple 70s starting to pop up here. 70 in Stuttgart for you for this morning. So overall on the mild side, but we do have rain starting to head our way. This is Thursday. Thursday night, clouds do start to increase, scattered showers moving through the state, and then on Friday, a better chance of rain showers will start to enter in, but we're still a ways out from that. Back to our Wednesday, up into the 70s here the next couple of hours, and then on up to those 80s, and we're still climbing on up, upper 80s, low 90s. 89 degrees is the high for today. Winds will pick up. Here's a look at some other highs across your town. We're looking at about 88 in Morrilton, 87 in Greenbrier, central Arkansas, looking to be exactly the same. So that's pretty much the trend for us. Here's a look at the next couple of days. Rain chances move in, and then we are staying in those upper 80s, low 90s.
Raven, thanks. Developing news right now across Europe. Banks, airports, hospitals, grocery stores recovering from a massive ransomware outbreak. The cyber attack hit the Ukraine first, where government officials report a serious intrusion of the power grid. It then jumped to Russia, quickly going viral and reaching the U.S., where drug maker Merck and Oreo and Nabisco were affected. Hackers used a program that locked computers, demanded a ransom of $300 in bitcoins for users to get their files back. Cybersecurity experts predict these attacks will grow, but there are precautions.
You patch your systems properly, you keep them updated, and that will really rule out a lot of these exploits that have taken place.
The U.S. Department of Homeland Security says that it is monitoring the ransomware attack. Experts still do not know who is behind it. And we continue to follow breaking news this morning. A 10 Commandment statue placed at the state capitol just yesterday destroyed about an hour ago. Send it over to Amanda Yeager, who is live there right now at the statue. Amanda?
Well, Rob, it was about 5:15 this morning. You're right that a car drove through this 10 Commandments monument that was just put up about 12 hours ago. I'll let you take a look at it right now. Our photojournalist Chris giving you a live look right now of what happened. Here's the details that we know so far after speaking with authorities. Around 5:15 again, a 32-year-old white male drove through the 10 Commandments monument right after the crash. He surrendered himself to authorities but was transported by an ambulance. Authorities say that he was recording himself crashing through the monument on his phone. Of course, no official motive has been released, but we'll continue to try to get any more details or information. But authorities tell us that's pretty much what they know so far. We've been out here for about 30 minutes or so. Photojournalist has been out here since 15 minutes after it happened. And you can take a look at it there in pieces. It was a very controversial monument. From the beginning, we had multiple people speaking out saying that they were going to file a lawsuit the minute the monument was put up. The ACLU, Arkansas Free Thinkers Society, among the two that believed that the monument was discriminatory against people who were not of the Christian faith. Senator Jason Rapert, one of the main supporters of the monument, had said that he believed it would stand up to legal challenges, as other monuments in states that were very similar to this have been upheld by Supreme Court rulings, according to Senator Jason Rapert. So, of course, very controversial, but we'll continue to find details. So that's what we know so far. But I'll go ahead and send it back to you for now, Rob.
All right, well, it is getting to that time of year. We're less than a week away from the 4th of July, and it's time to get patriotic. Lifestyle expert Chris H. Olson shows us how to make this red, white, and blue floral wreath. And hey, we are very
Look
patriotic
at
this
us.
morning.
See,
We
this is
dressed the
white,
part.
red, and blue. It's like, I mean, we must have
We
known.
dressed the part. We called each other. So what do we have here
Well,
today?
you got to be patriotic,
Right.
and there's little things you can do to add the red, white, and blue to your house. And one thing is making a simple wreath. And what I did here is I just went to your local craft store, and I got a grapevine wreath.
Okay.
And that is your base of what you need. And then you buy different types of flowers, silk flowers, of course, and you do it in the red, and the white, and the blue. So I got some blue hydrangeas, some white hydrangeas, and red roses.
Okay.
I also did some greenery because that helps softens the color.
Right.
And makes it look more kind of a wreathy. And as you can see, I started the project, and all you do is you can see I just cut off the stems, and then before I place them into the wreath, I hot glue, a dab of hot glue on them.
Okay.
And if you do that when you put them in, that holds them in. So you just so that you never have to worry about wind coming by and that type of thing. And you just keep gluing. And I did it in a striped design, going with our flag and that type of look. And then, of course, you can get these little small flags. And if you want, you can
Place
tuck
them in
them.
there.
Yeah. And these you can hot glue or just stick them in like that. Look how cute that is and
I
how
love
simple.
that.
What's great about this is it's very affordable. And what's cool about this wreath is you get a lot of bang for your buck because you can go ahead and use it for Memorial Day as well. It's not just for July 4th. So that is a great way to put something on your on your door or a gate. It's like a wood fence if you're having a party coming over and that type of thing. My favorite though is the table arrangement.
This looks pretty cool.
Now this is a blue Evolvolus ground cover or a seasonal color called Blue Days. Now it opens up with light.
Okay.
So I've been putting it in the light trying to get it to open up. And if I like it because it's a real true blue. So any type of hanging baskets that covers the pot. You see, it's in its regular pot. You don't even have to worry about that. It could be blue, it could be red or white, whatever you want to use that looks good that you can find at your garden center. Once you have that, you set that on your table and then you find different things that you can use.
Okay.
So, for example, we got some more flags and we're going to put those in. They stick right into the soil. Easiest project
That's
ever.
all you have to do. Just
Well, you can do just, that's done if you want, but we're not done. I'm going to add a little bit of, we need a little bit of movement when the wind blows and add a couple of those. And then we're not done. I was at Hobby Lobby. I thought these were the coolest.
I like these. These
These
made
look
of foam,
like
right?
fireworks. I mean, look how cute these are. And they're very affordable. And I'm going to go ahead and add those in as well. And I'm going to do 3 of these. There was 2, 2, and 3 because you kind of want to not do everything in pairs. And then you just do something like that. And how instant. You can lift these up if you want to make them a little taller. And you're done.
And that was just that quick.
That was that quick. And look how light this is. So you could go to a party and bring this to a party, and I guarantee you are going to make one big impression, and they're going to invite you back to their next party.
There you go. And hey, make sure you wear your
and make
red, white,
sure
and
you
blue.
wear you want to match it. Yes, coordinate it together.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Some really nice ideas that you can do. Pretty much anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it.
There you go. Well, thank you so much. Hey, we'll be right back after this. Hey, good morning, everybody. So far, looking good across the state. Not seeing a whole lot of activity, but down south towards the Gulf, Louisiana, Texas, Florida Panhandle, looking at some rain chances for today and on into tomorrow. But right now, here in the state, 69 degrees in Little Rock. Other temperatures across the state, those low 60s and then mid to upper 60s. A couple 70s already starting to pop up this morning. So overall, not feeling too bad. Here's a look at what we're talking about. Rain chances here for the next couple of days. Zooming in for Thursday on into Friday, you can expect to see rain and more towards the weekend. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. 70s here in the next couple of hours on up into those 80s. And we're talking about another warm day. Check out the winds too, starting to pick up about 10 to 15 miles per hour for you for today. Today's high about 89 degrees, partly cloudy, a little bit warmer as we head towards different parts of the state. Still looking at those upper 80s, 87 in Greenbrier, 87 in Clinton for you. Central Arkansas looking pretty good. Looking at about the same. Humidity will start to increase for us, so you will start to sweat a little bit more. Mostly sunny across the state. Some upper 80s. Some places will absolutely see some of those 90s. Here's a look at that extended forecast for you. Tomorrow, a small chance of rain showers as you head towards Friday. We increase in those chances too as well. And so we will start to see more rain, but here overall temperature pretty much staying the same. Lance?
All right, thanks a lot, Raven. Now look at your Arkansas business headlines. And the Bowman Curve 1 and 2 shopping centers in West Little Rock have sold to a South Carolina firm for $7.1 million. Major tenants there include Fulin Chinese Restaurant, RK Collections, and Baptist Therapy. The new owner is working on external and internal improvements to that property. Meanwhile, the Arkansas Colleges of Health and Education in Fort Smith said an anonymous $15 million donation will allow it to expand its osteopathic medical college campus and surrounding area. Among the new projects associated with the campus, a student housing complex and a new research center. Construction is scheduled to begin on those projects in the fall. And finally, a memorial service is planned today for longtime public relations executive Bob Sells. He died Monday at the age of 84. Sells founded the Sells Agency, an advertising and public relations firm. He also wrote a column for the Old Arkansas Gazette and taught public relations classes at UCA. Today's service is at Pulaski Heights United Methodist Church at 3 p.m. There's a look at your Arkansas business headlines. Now we'll send things back over to Rob and Amanda.
Oh, that's fun or terrifying, but all new and all week on the THV11 this morning. We're showing you how you can head outdoors, enjoy everything the natural state has to offer. Coming up at 6:45, we're going to head to Hot Springs, where you can fly through the trees, over the streams on a zip line. And still ahead on THV11 this morning, the Ten Commandments monument just installed at the state capitol yesterday has been destroyed. Our Amanda Yeager joins us with the very latest coming up next. Plus, how a new proposal could change how much football high school athletes play over the summer months. More THV11 this morning, coming up after the break.
There is nothing that automatically will disqualify a school bus driver who, let's say, has an extensive criminal background or DUIs.
I fell to the ground with my grandbaby, and I told my grandson to lay down on the porch, but he had been shot in the arm.
Just do it routinely. They work, they're safe, they're good medications, and you don't have to have a problem in your house.
This is THV11 This Morning.
Good morning, everybody, on this Wednesday. Starting off pretty good. Very quiet here across the state, but as we go to the next couple of days, clouds will start to increase for us with things looking good so far starting off this morning. Right now, it is 69 degrees. Outdoors, it feels kind of comfortable, but as we go throughout the day and the next couple of days, that will start to change. Things will start to get a little bit uncomfortable for us. Here's a look at our temperatures across the state. Some low 60s up in northern Arkansas, especially for Clinton. Then elsewhere across the state, we're looking at some upper 60s and even some low 70s starting to pop up here this morning. 72 in Stuttgart, 67 down in Pine Bluff today. Here's a look at the rest of the day for us, on up into those 70s here in the next couple of hours, and then continuing to rise on up to those 80s throughout today. Check out the winds, about 10 to 15 miles per hour for us overall. And hey, here's a look at our highs, upper 80s, some low 90s, 90 in Russellville for today, 91 down in Camden. Here's a look at our weather headlines. Nice start for today, but then things will be warming up near those 90s, and rain chances start to move in as we get it closer towards the weekend. We'll give you all those details, plus details on your swimming forecast coming up as well. Rob?
We have breaking news this morning. Less than 24 hours after a controversial Ten Commandments statue is put in place at the state capitol, it has been destroyed. Amanda Yeager is live with the very latest. Amanda?
Well, Rob, you're right. As soon as this was put up, it seems like it was going to come down. We got some details from officials out here this morning. It happened around 5:15. Let's give you a look. This is what the monument looks like at this point. Officials tell me that a 32-year-old white male drove through Commandments Monument around 5:15 this morning. They say he was recording the event on his phone. We got video of the car being towed away. That was a car involved in this accident wreck. And so we've been out here trying to find out more details. We know that he was taken away by officials. He was transported in an ambulance, but he surrendered himself after he drove into the Ten Commandments Monument. And so now he is, we believe, in the hospital, but we don't have any current information about his health or anything like that. But I do have someone here that has been instrumental as far as getting this monument up. This is Chris Powell, the Assistant Communications Director for the Secretary of State's office. So what were you thinking this morning receiving this kind of call?
Well, it was not a good call to get at 5:15 this morning. This just went up yesterday, and it's, as you can see, it's shattered in pieces right now. The Capitol Police have arrested the individual responsible and are conducting an investigation into what happened and why, and our crew is going to be cleaning that up today. That's a pretty heavy chunk of stone there, but we're going to be cleaning that up today, and then we'll see what goes from there.
And now, I mean, we all knew here in Arkansas this was a controversial monument to be put up, but did you all expect anything like this to happen?
Didn't expect it, knew it was a possibility, you know. I mean, people were pretty highly charged on this issue, you know, and it's one reason we have Capitol Police here on the grounds to protect the building and the grounds, including the monuments, but sometimes things happen.
So at this point, I know it's still early, but potentially another monument?
We'll have to see. This was a privately funded monument, you know, that they spent time raising funds for, and so I'm sure that will be a consideration going forward. It was something that the legislature approved, and so you know, just not sure what the process going forward will be. But first step was to get this cleaned up and find out what happened.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris. And again, we'll be out here if any new updates and information, and we'll bring that to you as soon as we get it. But for now, I'm going to send it back to the studio with Rob.
Amanda, thank you very much. Every day, 60 school bus drivers get into accidents just like this right here. That's about 22,000 bus crashes a year that include thousands of students being hurt. The problem's much worse than just traffic crashes. A CBS News investigation found a shocking lack of oversight when it comes to school bus drivers. On average, in the U.S., at least once a week, a driver is arrested for driving under the influence, child pornography, even sexually assaulting a child. School bus drivers have to get a commercial driver's license, but because few drive across state lines, many federal state safety rules don't apply. And while drivers with serious or disqualifying medical conditions would not be able to work for a company like Greyhound, they can drive a school bus.
Truck drivers that are driving heads of lettuce or television sets actually have to meet higher safety standards than the people that drive our children on school buses.
Complicating that situation, last year 90% of school districts reported a shortage of bus drivers. One of the largest school bus companies in the country, Durham School Services, has turned to Craigslist to find drivers. Well, school may be out for the summer, but it seems like football never stops around here. That could change, though, if a proposal by the Arkansas Activities Association gets passed. It's a proposal by the AAA's Board of Directors limiting schools to just under 8 summer competitions in all sports. Students will be limited to 8 individual competitions as well. While it applies to all sports, it will affect football the most. The State Coaches Association against it. They say they worry their kids will join elite teams outside their established programs.
The game of football is a contact collision sport, and now your players are playing with a coach that might not be coaching the safety part of it as you would.
The AAA says superintendents are asking for the limits. They worry about student athletes getting burned out over the summer break. 6:36 right now. The Senate Republican health care bill is going in for some repairs. Yesterday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell pulled the legislation because it became apparent he didn't have enough votes for it to pass. CBS's Seth Lemon is in Washington, D.C. with what the next steps might be.
I think we've got a really good chance of getting there. It'll just take us a little bit longer.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell optimistic the health care bill will eventually pass, though earlier in the day he said there would not be a vote before the 4th of July as he had hoped.
We will not be on the bill this week, but we're still working toward getting at least 50 people in a comfortable place.
President Trump held a meeting Tuesday with Republican senators hoping to help hit that magic number of 50 votes needed.
We have really no choice but to solve this situation. Obamacare is a total disaster. It's melting down as we speak.
Among the biggest sticking points for opponents on both sides of the aisle, reduced support for Medicaid and Planned Parenthood. Another concern, the Congressional Budget Office's report that projects 22 million more Americans would find themselves uninsured by 2026.
It's hard for me to see how the president and his team are going to come up with a bill that can gather enough Republican support.
If our Republican colleagues stick to this base bill, we're going to fight the bill tooth and nail, and we have a darn good chance of defeating it.
If GOP leaders end up rewriting the bill, that would then need to be reevaluated by the CBO, a process that could take several weeks. Seth Lemon for CBS News, Capitol Hill.
6:38 right now. Lots of people online are outraged over this. An outgoing congressman says the lawmakers should get more money because it costs so much to live in Washington, D.C. Republican Representative Jason Chaffetz is asking that each elected member of Congress get a $2,500 housing stipend every month. That comes out to $30,000 a year for rent or mortgage. That would cost taxpayers more than $16 million a year. Members of Congress all make $174,000 a year, and they don't have to pay for travel to and from their home districts. Also hot on the web, if you visit some of President Donald Trump's golf resorts, you might find a framed copy of Time magazine with the president gracing the cover. One of the headlines reads, "Trump is hitting on all fronts, even TV." Problem is, the Time cover, it's a fake. Now, according to the Washington Post, Time magazine has asked the Trump organization to remove that fake cover from anywhere that it might be displayed. The White House has declined to comment on the matter. But it seems like every week we've got a story about ticks, fleas, other bugs taking over the natural state and our pets. Coming up, we've got some more bad news. Plus, if you're looking for a new way to explore the natural state, THV11 has you covered. Just a few minutes, we're going to take you on a zip lining tour.
And today may be a good day for that. We're talking about plenty of sunshine, also warming up to those upper 80s for today. We'll have more in your forecast, plus a chance of rain showers coming up later on this week.
Welcome back. 6:42 right now, taking one last look at traffic before you head out the door on this midday of your work week. Almost there, almost into the week, and some more good news. No major concerns, right?
Still no major concerns. There's no accidents to report, no traffic issues. You see a lot of green there on the traffic app, so everybody's doing a good job this morning.
A lot of construction going on, but that's just something you're going to get used to until winter time, right? Two seasons.
There's always going to be construction.
Yep, so there's winter and there's construction. Let's take a look at our safe speed locations now.
Arkansas State Police will be on Highway 10 east of Lake Maumelle. Little Rock will be on Wimbledon Loop, and North Little Rock will be on Main Street.
Well, thank you very much, and we will check back in with you next week.
Always a pleasure, Rob.
Have a great week off. Thank you, sir. Going to send it out to Raven down in the Weather Garden with a check of your kind of muggy forecast. Not too bad, though, out there, Raven.
Now, weather from the Crane Kia Weather Garden.
Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. You're right, Rob. Not too bad at all. At least the sun is shining for us, so it should be a wonderful Wednesday for everybody. Here's a look, though. We're talking about that swimming forecast. This is for all the kids waking up excited to go to the pool later on today. Go maybe before noon. Best times right around 10. But as we do approach the hot hours of the day, expect that UV index to be about a 10. Heat stress, though, will be on the low side. So once we get later on into the summer, we will start to see this go up some, but humidity will return to us a little bit later on. Here's a look, beach view forecast. I don't know, maybe you're traveling for a quick trip out of state. It's going to be rainy, so just stay here. Enjoy the pool and the lakes that we do have here. Live view max showing, for the most part, everything looking clear across the state. Just rain down in the Gulf. Right now, 69 degrees for us. Winds are staying on the calm side. The temperatures across the state, some low 60s. Central Arkansas looking at those upper 60s, and even some places already started to see 70s. 72 in Stuttgart still, so they are the warm spot for this morning. Here's a look at our dew points, still in the 60s. So we feel a little bit uncomfortable, but as we head towards the next couple of days, it'll get back into the 70s. That's going to feel really disgusting, very yucky, sticky outdoors. So it looks like things are only going to get a little bit worse. Here's a look at the future radar. Timing out when we're expected to see more showers. Thursday, clouds will increase for us, more chances of rain as we head towards our late Thursday into Friday. But back to today, here's a look at that extended, that rest of the day forecast for us. 80s here by 10 a.m. on up into those upper 80s once again. So another hot one. 89 degrees for Little Rock is what we're expecting. Rest of the week, though, we're talking about chances of rain leading on up into the weekend. So that's a look at your forecast. Rob?
Raven, thanks. Pet owners, listen up. A mild winter and quite a bit of rain and humidity and heat helping fleas and ticks thrive this year more than ever. And ordinary medications just don't seem to work against these bloodsuckers. So how can you protect your furry friends? Veterinarians like Dr. Bob Hale at Briarwood Animal Hospital recommend keeping your pets on flea and tick medications around the year. He also says you should spray your yard, especially to kill off deer ticks that carry Lyme disease. And if you do spot a tick on your dog, Dr. Hale says there is a proper way to remove it.
If you'll take Vaseline or oil or something and just coat the tick, come back 10 minutes later, the tick should easily pull out and not leave the head in the skin.
There's a Lyme disease vaccination for dogs, but Dr. Hale only recommends it for pet owners who take their dogs into wooded areas. Who says you have to go on a vacation to get a bird's eye view of a beautiful part of the world? Right here in Arkansas, you can fly through trees and over streams at several zip line parks across the state. THV11's Erica Ferrando takes us to Adventure Works at Catherine's Landing in Hot Springs.
All righty.
Gearing up.
Am I getting it? You're getting it.
Only gets you so ready.
Well, you ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it. Our ziplining guides, Jacob Freeman and Eric Schaefer, have done this a time or two.
We're going to hook you in with one of those cables up there.
300 acres of 12 zip lines.
The further we get you back in the deep woods, the bigger, taller, longer, faster that each zip line is.
If you've never done it, there's no going back now.
No going back now.
The only time you're really ready. This is really high up. How high are we right now?
Right here is, it's about 20, 25 feet.
Is when you take that step.
3.
Adventure Works in Hot Springs offers year-round zipline tours.
Perfect.
Did you see? I was like,
yeah,
flying.
That was perfect.
Since 2014, these guides have been providing tourists and Arkansans with a different point of view.
Hot Springs has definitely needed something like this to revitalize the city, revitalize the life here. Zip number 8 is my favorite. Imagine yourself at like a big fish going down water. You zip down the creek, and it's about 600 feet down the length of the water. I've got you hooked up right here. Woo!
Each zip line taking you on a new adventure.
We got another little log bridge. Come on across.
It's shaking.
It's real exciting. Woo! Clear. Go ahead and step on up here for me, please. Ready. So zip line number 11 is 68 stairs tall. It's roughly about 60 feet tall, 890 feet long, and it is our tallest and our longest zip line. You need as much speed as you can possibly get on this one to make sure you make it all the way to the end. So what I want you to do, get your knees.
Okay.
Tuck down like this as you're coming in for a landing.
All right.
That way you'll get a lot of speed going in. Bye. Woo. We're the best kept secret in Hot Springs, is the way I like to put it.
Zipping, spinning, through the trees and over streams. Zipline tours are just another way for you to enjoy the natural state.
Absolutely perfect.
That was fun.
Yeah.
In Hot Springs, Erica Ferrando, THV11 News.
Erica, thanks. The tour guides tell us they're about to get a new camera system to take snap photos of you in action on the zipline tour. And tune in tomorrow at 6:45. We're taking you on a waterfall tour. Less than 24 hours after it was put up, the Ten Commandments monument has been destroyed. Amanda Yeager will have the very latest for us. Plus, grab your blankets and coolers. Movies in the Park is back tonight. And a final check of traffic and weather when THV11 This Morning returns.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, we'll talk with Republican Senator and Dr. Rand Paul about his opposition to the Senate health care plan, and former Homeland Security Advisor Fran Townsend on the global cyber attack, what needs to be done to protect the U.S. against hackers. We'll see you at 7.
Welcome back. A quick check of your top stories. Little Rock police officers searching for a maroon SUV, which they say was used in a drive-by shooting that injured a 7-year-old boy. That boy shot in the arm yesterday afternoon playing in the front yard of his grandma's home. This happened on 12th and Washington. Several other young children were outside as well, but were not hurt. The boy expected to be okay. Officers think that the intended target was a group of people sitting under a tree right next to the house that was shot up. The boy's grandmother, who saw the shooting happen, has a message for the suspect. Listen.
Wake up, because this is, you're taking innocent people's lives. You're shooting innocent people. For what reason?
LRPD says there have been 7 shootings in this neighborhood recently, which is just a few blocks away from the Hillary Rodham Clinton Children's Library. Special agents with Arkansas State Police investigating another report of a drive-by shooting in Little Rock. This the 10th in the past 5 days. This happened yesterday on Interstate 630 near the South I-30 interchange. The victim able to drive to the McDonald's on Broadway in North Little Rock to get help. We're working to find out how the victim is doing. State Police plan to release more details later today. Now, there's now a $50,000 reward for information leading to the whereabouts of 20-year-old Ebby Stepik, who has been missing since October of 2015. In addition, a new team has been assembled to help in the investigation. Ebby's case has been moved to a cold case squad with 6 retired homicide detectives working with the FBI. If you know anything about where Ebby might be, we have contact information for the Little Rock Police on our website, THV11.com. And a THV11 update. 2 Drew County women reported missing have been found safe. According to Monticello Live, after an extensive search, crews found Terry Frazier and Rosianna Berryman yesterday. Last seen riding an ATV on Sunday night. Both are now back home with their families. Well, it took several years and a lot of work to bring a 10 Commandments monument to Arkansas State Capitol, and just a few hours ago, someone destroyed it. THV11's Amanda Yeager live with the details. Amanda, good morning.
Well, good morning, Rob. I want to get right to what's going on out here. This is what the 10 Commandments monument looks like at this point. It was just put up less than 24 hours ago outside the Arkansas State Capitol grounds. Here's the details of what we know so far. Authorities tell me around 5:15 this morning, a 32-year-old white male drove his vehicle into the monument. They say that he was recording a video of himself driving through the monument the entire time. Right after the crash, he got out of the car and submitted himself to authorities. I talked with a spokesperson for the Arkansas Secretary of State's office, and they say that the individual is now in police custody after the event. I was talking to Chris Powell again. He was the Secretary of State spokesperson, and he says that they did not expect anything like this to happen. They knew it was a very controversial monument. People like the ACLU, Arkansas Free Thinker Society, both had said they were going to put forth a lawsuit for the monument being put up, although it was approved by the Arkansas State Legislature. So they're just trying to figure out literally how to pick up the pieces and move forward at this point. No word on if they're going to be building another monument, trying to repair the existing one, or what. So we're going to continue following up on this. Stay with us, not only here on THV11, but also on our social media pages as well. Back to you guys.
All right, and before we leave you, it's going to be a great night to spend out under the stars, so why not grab the family and head out to movies in the park?
Tonight's selection is Creed. Rated PG-13, Sylvester Stallone reprises his famous role as boxing champ Rocky Balboa Adrian, who agrees to help train the son of his former rival Apollo Creed.
And admission is free, and you can bring your own lawn chairs, blankets, coolers, and even pets. Movies being at dusk at the First Security Amphitheater and the River Market. And if you're looking for something more dramatic to watch, there are still tickets available for tonight's performance of Julius Caesar, brought to life by the Arkansas Shakespeare Theater.
The show starts at 7:30. It's at the Reynolds Performance Hall at Conway. Tickets can be bought at arshakes.com. And if you can't make it, the Arkansas Shakespeare Theater will also be performing The Taming of the Shrew tomorrow at 2 p.m., followed by Love's Labor's Lost at 7. And if you're hitting the road this morning, here's a look at the traffic feature on THV11 website. No major concerns, but you see a lot of traffic cones. There is a lot of traffic, a lot of construction cones, I should say, out there. A lot of construction
Traffic
going
cones.
on. Yeah, traffic cones, construction. It's the same thing. One equals the other, right?
Right.
Take it slow out there.
Hey, weather-wise for today, high is going to be into those upper 80s and some low 90s across the state, but we do have rain coming in the next couple of days. Here's a look at that extended forecast for you. Rain on into our weekend, but Wednesday looks to be a good one.
All right, so we will see you back here at 9 o'clock. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks for watching THV 11 News. Stay connected to the THV Information Center 24/7 on your mobile device and with the THV 11 app for your iPad.